Well, good evening, my fellow gamers. Friday night is upon us, and I am extremely excited about what I've got planned for this evening for tonight's stream. As I'm sure you've guessed, I'm going to be debuting my doing the rookie debut on iRacing tonight with my Logitech RS50. Um, I'm kind of liking these first play Fridays, a little quirky thing that I'm calling it now. Basically, debuting a game that I haven't really played or dived into on a Friday night or something, just making it fun as we kick off the weekend. So, and I have been, oof, man, I have been really pumped about actually getting into this. So, here's kind of the order of march for this evening as far as the rhythm and the tempo. Um, Clearly, this is going to be my first run. So I don't have any crazy expectations about how I'm going to perform tonight. And apparently, anyone who sees this or even sees it later is going to see it completely unedited, no fancy cuts, no whatever you want to call it. This is just me kind of doing my thing. I am doing this within the full integrity of the game. All right. So my goal is to actually do the races. I'm going to try and at least do 2 complete races tonight because I have been doing some practicing and it's interesting what a banged up chassis I got and how I have to sit and drive and pay attention and focus. And it's legit and I love it. So try and do 2. We're going to be focusing on the safety aspect of it and we'll see, how we land in between there. So, and as you can see, my boys and I have been busy in the garage with the C1 Panther. We got it all painted up. We got 76 on the side because that just happens to be the year I was born because I'm a bicentennial. What? So that'll kind of kick in when you see what the car looks like that I'm going to be racing with. So I thought I'd do something a little extra snazzy tonight and fire up something. Just having some fun. That's what it's all about. As far as the racing schedule goes, since everything is a half hour, which is great, we're going to be doing rookie street stock series, right? That just seems to be kind of where I found a nice quick rhythm for the very beginning of this whole thing. And we'll be doing the oval track, excuse me. And I'm going to do some practice to get warmed up, even though I spent a couple hours today and a couple hours the other day really just kind of tuning everything out, getting on the track, getting used to the layout, to the wheel, to the pedals, to the actual that force feedback you get, that is extremely impressive, and it really helps you kind of pay closer attention to what's going on with the road and grip and all that stuff. And I've already tinkered around with the Logitech software, so I've got the for those not too familiar with the RS50, the wheelbase is an 8 nanometer, or if I'm even saying that right, rating. And I've already got that cranked down to about 4. Okay. Um, I've got the pedals adjusted to the sensitivity that I'm kind of looking for. And I really do like the load bearing on the brake side. That is extremely um, phenomenal. Hang on, I'm just kind of getting warmed up. I am not in any kind of rush tonight. Um, just kind of getting things geared up. So I've already got everything sort of tunage to where I'm very comfortable with it. I even have to have my seat in a certain place so I can get the pedals and I'm somewhat comfortable. Even though this seat's locked in place, it still has a rock back. I actually have a caster on there with a lock on it so that when I'm using the brake, it doesn't push the seat back. Discovered that by accident as I was driving it, and all of a sudden I go to press down the brake and all of a sudden the seat pushes back and I'm like, you know what? I think I might want to anchor this thing down a little bit. So anyway, just a couple of the small little quirky things that I've figured out. Um, Being that I'm on an electric table, I need to drop this just a little bit more so I can get this down to height so I can get in and out of it, because now that I'm sort of locked in place to swivel and get out, I got to do all this weird stuff. So this is about the right height that I'll be, and it's really great from the monitor distance, which is literally just about a few inches from where my fingers are now. So yeah, this is, well, I am just so pumped. I'm like just a huge nerd right now. So let's see. Let's go ahead now that we got this out of the way. And that was fun making that. The picture that you're seeing, I had a blast coming up with how am I going to imitate the car that I'm going to be driving. So let me go ahead and switch canvases here. Pow! And there it is, 76, man. We're gonna be getting after it tonight. Very, very excited. Now I'm not too worried about the races go all night, and last night was insane. I think every queue was full, and what I was doing, essentially, which is what we're going to do tonight, because I need to. I mean, there's just no other way to really get around it. I got to do like a nice little warm up, even though I've been doing this track, a couple hours today and yesterday. Still get that feel and that warm up. I even did a full AI race. I didn't record it because I wasn't even worried about it, but it was interesting actually going up against a full. Yeah, that was cool. And I love having, and maybe I'm the only one that thinks this, but having the crew chief give you all that insight while you're going. Oh my goodness, that having now experienced that just on this little bit is probably the most beneficial thing next to the various black boxes that you can put up on the screen. And I don't really have that much. I have the basic UI that's on there because the only thing I need to know is what gear I'm in, and of course the braking and acceleration. And then when the crew chief is letting you know what's going on, especially when you're on the inside or outside, that to me is just, I don't have to worry about trying to see what's happening. It's like I'm already registering it because he's letting you know what's happening, and like in real time too. It's like quick, your lap time, your this, your that, go on the inside, stay on the outside, outside's open, inside. I mean, it's constant feedback the entire game. It's not like this weird lag where, anyway, I could go on and on. So yeah. Oh man, I have been excited about today. Pretty much had this all set up ahead of time, ready to go. The wheelbase is mounted to my electric table, which is a solid piece. It's a solid, no hollow core. It's not a divider that you just kind of put together. It's one solid piece. So there's very little, there should be very little vibration or rattling with things that are on the table. I kind of tested that out a little bit, but then again, like I said, I got this cranked down to 4, so it's about half the normal force feedback. And right now, that's my comfort level, right? Um, my chassis is a little banged up from overseas, and anyone who's banged it out over there, whether it was Iraq or Afghanistan, wear and tear and training programs and everything else. And I do have a little nerve damage in my left arm and a slight hole in my shoulder. So when you're constantly having to keep like a positive grip, it's like, okay, all right, I can see where this is getting. You can do one good lap, and now you got to do that 39 more times, kind of thing. So consistency is very key. And a shout out to those of you who have an iRacing YouTube channel. Some of you that do this in real life and then translate that to the sim world. Really appreciate your feedback. I'll have a list of some of the channels that I've really zeroed in on because they have provided some extremely solid feedback on the game, how to kind of navigate through things, how to incorporate driving skill when you're translating that, real world to, a simulation, which is no different than, working protective operations, or if you were thinking about like deployment and training, how do you translate your training into real life, vice versa, right? And it's great because this is one of those games that you just can't burn through the content, so to speak. It's like if you're going to do a tutorial or you're going to give some kind of feedback, you have to know what you're talking about, and you need to be able to translate that knowledge from what's going on here on the screen in a positive flow for people like myself who haven't really dove into anything this extensive before. GTA, Gran Turismo, Need for Speed, that was my jam back in the day, man. When I had my Evo, so when Need for Speed Underground and Carbon came out, yeah, I was all over that. And I've been able to do some WRC, but that was with when I still was using my controller on PS5. And oh my goodness, just fantastic stuff. So the reason why I wanted to get a rig, or basically a sim rig, was number one, as I wanted to dive back into the racing titles and genres, especially with what we've got going on for next year. Some of the hot stuff that's coming out next year is I want to kind of the same thing with last night when I was streaming Star Citizen and I had my Solar 4s out. That was the first time really experimenting and using a stick and base with a throttle for doing space sim. So same thing with this. Now, to be fair, when I was shopping, I only knew about 3, right? Logitech Fanatec, and Thrustmaster. Thrustmaster for obvious reasons, because I'm pointing up there because my Solar 4 is up on the little shelf right here. And I knew about Fanatec. And then to expand that out, I went to Moza, Asetek, and the other one, Sim something. I don't quite remember the name. So I really looked at 6 different manufacturers, and I know there's a lot out there. So again, just to kind of see who's who and what's what. Really got out there to do the research. Like, okay, who has what? I mean, at the end of the day, product is product. All right, I don't need to kind of get sold on that. I need to know what the wheelbases are for. What's the nanometer thing? I didn't know what that was, so I spent some time, looking at that with the different manufacturers. What it really boiled down to was one primary thing: had to have PS5 capability, because I really wasn't thinking about this in terms of PC. PC was going to be secondary when it came to any type of sim, whether it's driving, flying, because I play a construction simulator on PS5, and most of all the racing stuff I've ever done is from the PlayStation platform. So it had to have PS5 capability. So that kind of, make sure I don't accidentally register. Yeah, there we go. So that kind of narrowed things down a little bit. Now, specifically, the reason why I chose Logitech is because with what I wanted to do specifically, what I was looking as far as the type of resistance and the setup and space and all things combined, Logitech just fit what I was looking for specifically. This is not a one person has better product than the other. I can't stand those type of YouTube videos, because you're not giving any potential person who's trying to figure things out any good feedback. And when I mean channels, I mean some whoever is just slamming one product and saying this one is great. That doesn't say anything, and that doesn't do anything. So this is nothing about whatever, because again, I've got Thrustmaster up there, Logitech here. If I had more space, I probably would have gone with a Fanatec setup, just to be but I don't have the space, because just how things are designed, because you can get your shifters and your handbrakes, and there is some crazy looking designs out there that and those of you that already do this know, right? The realism. You're getting a very replicated type of realism, which is awesome. It's kind of like being in convoy simulators when we're doing stuff getting ready to go overseas. They're pretty sophisticated stuff. So in any case, the Logitech. So I got the RS50, the pedals, and then I did get the RS handbrake shifter, which is that little gizmo that you can use as both, which I've kind of tinkered around with that, and that really works. I love it. Absolutely love it. Just notches itself right here. And then, so I'm going to tinker around with some WRC tomorrow, just to mess with the handbrake aspect of it. Because these have the paddles, that's what I've been primarily using for just this. I haven't really needed a brake or shifter or anything. Excuse me. And the pedals I got spaced out because I do brake and gas kind of simultaneously. Now, throughout the tenure of my time overseas, I have had the great opportunity to be exposed to a lot of different training programs. So I've been able to go to some of the schools that other people might be familiar with for various driving stuff. So some of the techniques that people talk about, or that you've seen replicated from real racers, it's like my brain I can wrap my head around that, because it's like, yeah, even though in real life when I'm driving just around town, I don't drive like that at all. So when I got the pedals and I got everything spaced out, it actually works exactly how I would do it if I, once upon a time, working, doing all that kind of craziness. Because I tell you what, there's nothing like being in a level 6 Chevy Suburban up armored, rolling around a track at 60 some odd miles an hour, but that's neither here nor there. So anyway, all right, let's do this. Let me get my bearings here, and let's see. I'm going to just kind of taking my time tonight, because there is a legitimate a somewhat legitimate nervousness to tonight, which is kind of cool, because this is sort of like I am usually when you jump into a game, you just plug in and just get after it, right? And then tonight's more like I am trying to reach specific goals, but it's nothing more than working on the safety rating, right? Because you can see on the top right-hand side, it's rookie of the rookie. You know what I'm saying? And as much as we can all say, look, I've been doing controller-based stuff, and I could do a controller. In fact, before this came in, I was on the controller. And what's nice about the SCUF is I was using my SCUF Envision Pro, and that does give you directional feedback, you know, the way that that controller works. But the controller aspect of it for this just kind of tuned me out a little bit more because of what I have to do with the joysticks and the throttle controls. I thought it just doesn't have quite the same ring to it as far as now the type of control and sort of atmospherics when it comes to doing this. So that's just me though. So now we got all that intro out of the way. Let me get my headspace, and we'll start doing a practice run. Just kind of get warmed up here, and then we'll see about hopping in. Maybe if we don't get around 10:30, we'll definitely do like the 11 o'clock, and then we'll just kind of, you know, chill out and relax and all that goodness. Yes, I do have the gloves. Actually, these are just from Walmart. They're the Heart brand stuff, and it's not because of anything related to the texture here. The texture here is actually really nice, and it's not that. It's just it does help with the tension grip and everything, especially with my left arm. So, just having a set it just helps. It doesn't mean I'm going to be doing any better or worse, and having, you know, a bunch of hoity-toity stuff makes you any better. It's because if I spin out and pit and all that stuff, it's not the equipment's fault. It's not anything. It's not the game's fault. It's me and how I'm incorporating the input on, you know. All right, let's. Yeah, last time I did this, yeah, I was doing this I was just doing nothing but the AI races just to really get used to being around other cars. That was the biggest thing. And spatial awareness and not wanting to make any kind of contact because rubbing is racing. I couldn't stop laughing. I had the Days of Thunder movie playing in my head like the entire time, as much as Talladega Nights from Will Ferrell from what was that, 05, 06 or whatever. Or when was that? Anyway, but yeah, Days of Thunder is just one of my particulars because his car was mellow yellow. But anyway, I'm a Mountain Dew guy, but that's beside the point. But I had that movie constantly. I'm dropping the hammer, and dude, I was saying all the little quirky lines, man. It's like, this guy hit me here. He didn't hit you, son. He didn't bump you. He rubbed you. And rubbing is racing. Oh, it's gonna be a long night. I have no idea how eventful. All right. Let me. Okay. Now, if I don't do a lot of commentary while I'm driving, I do apologize up front because this is one of those times where I'm mainly focusing on what's going on versus whatever. So, but I'll probably do a little bit more. Excuse me. Since we're just doing a solo run here, and then, like I said, just kind of get warmed up. I might do a little bit on the AI side, just to kind of really get used to being around other cars. It actually helps too when you're trying to deal with momentum and all that. So, yeah. Where's that other cone? See, that's the one thing that always throws me off is I can't even tell you how many times I've been black flag coming out of the pit because I forget that. Oh man, it's a nice learning curve too. Yeah, I definitely need to get warmed up because and that rhythm I get before I even, I'm already not paying attention. Here we go. All right. I can feel that tension right where it looks like I'm about to lose. I'm about to lose traction. And of course, that car always beats me. But I'm really worried. I'm just worried about the consistent aspect of it and not coming off that wall. I know I can get a little bit more aggressive on the turns.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
Oop, there we go. Yep. So I am braking and working the brake and gas at the same time, which doesn't feel odd to me. And I love the load bearing sensitivity, and that being able to make those adjustments in the software is absolutely just paramount to the experience. Now, if you're watching this, you're probably thinking that I'm not really taking these turns a little more aggressively than I could. And there are too many times where I've gotten just a little overzealous and end up spinning out. And I would rather, again, not like I'm doing right now, and end up losing that traction and then going, especially when I'm around other vehicles too. Because if I end up spinning out, what I don't want to do is end up causing everybody else to spin out too, just so that everyone kind of hears me say that out loud. I'll start getting more aggressive on this turn, see if I can't. Because I was really getting on this inside today.
Just set your fastest lap of the session.
Oh, there it is. Yep. Ah.
You've got wheel damage.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You've got damage on the right side.
Oh my goodness. All right, check it out, check it out. And also when I'm racing, like let's say you have the virtual car, I'm still racing him as if they're a real one. So what I'm trying not to do on purpose is get right on them. I'm sort of pretending if that was an actual, whether it was an AI or other opponent, I still need to treat that as if they're actually on the road, which is just for me a good habit to get into, even though if you're doing your test runs and you're trying to make those good lap times, you know, I mean, everybody's got their flavor. So and I know when I'm cranking the paddle, that may sound a little bit louder than I could. I can make it actually do it to where it doesn't make that much noise. That's another thing that got a little irritating, was everybody making it, you know, sound like that on purpose. Like, it makes so much noise. I'm like, you know, it doesn't really. Ah. check the audio for the game. Hopefully it's not coming through. I did a couple test recordings with the game audio, just kind of make sure that it wasn't too overpowering coming through the speakers and everything too, so. Ooh, almost lost it again. So it's really finding that traction, or what am I trying to say? A little bit difficult to describe when it's coming through the wheel, but you can feel about the point where you are going to lose not to accelerate before my wheels have straightened out too. Didn't want to do that.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
All right, where are we gonna do this? Oh my goodness. I don't want to burn the way I have to sit. My goodness. Definitely don't want to burn myself out beforehand. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Okay. And yes, that was my glass that I forgot to take off the table because I knew that was the one thing that was probably, I didn't think of that. So I need to do that ever so quickly. see here. All right, I'm gonna get this tied up real quick and I will be right back. All right, we are back. All right, apologize about that little snafu. Thankfully, it was just ice, so it wasn't like a catastrophic spill or anything. But now I've got it up there on the dresser, so it's so it's not gonna go anywhere now. Oh my goodness. All right. Tell you what, it's only 5 minutes to 10:31, and then yeah, we'll do the 11 o'clock. I need to kind of because I can tell. See, I wish I should have recorded earlier today because there is a difference between hitting the track solo and then hitting the track when you've got the other cars on there, where it's able to actually stay a little bit more aggressive and it's relying on the momentum of the cars and not just the feedback coming through the steering wheel. And it's amazing just the little bit of nuance that it takes to the difference between taking an aggressive turn, maintaining a good speed, and then doing just that little bit extra because you think you want to try and get going, and then you just spin right out. So yeah, it wasn't the equipment, wasn't the game, pure me. That spin out that I did, and again, this is where it's going to come down to tonight as well, which is why I'm probably um, really not worry about placing, just worry about the safety aspect. Is so we were coming around um, turn would have been turn 4, um, and knowing that the vehicle was on the outside, I thought, okay, I'm just going to keep going, but my wheels weren't straight, and I already knew that, and I already felt it coming out of the wheel, and lost it because I didn't want to get over because I didn't want to simulate possibly making contact with another driver, exchanging the paint. I need All right, so I do have a couple quirky little audio clips that I've got ready just in case the the night calls for it. So, but I'm gonna revisit Days of Thunder, and I'm gonna grab some audio clips off that movie. John C. Reilly was in that one. If anybody remembers from that long ago, that dude's been in like a million movies, and it's like a lot of times I forget he's been around for a hot minute. All right. The only one I didn't know what it was is the time trial, which is ranked. I'm not sure. Um, oh, join a public practice. I didn't even really pay any attention to that. I'm still getting used to the layout, um, just how all this stuff works, and which is nice. But I've got it where you go to the official page, and everything is lined up like this, basically by license. So that I just kind of, and I know before the way I've got my layout to where I got a list view. This actually works a little bit smoother for me because I'm just looking at it from a standpoint of the license versus what everything is. Is it oval? Is it dirt? Is it street? Is it whatever? And then this one just kind of caught my eye at the very beginning. I thought, all right, we'll start doing this one, and grabbed the car, did the paint job on it, and that's when I came up with the. So what I'm going to do, and I got a few more that I designed. So I got a Formula One, I got a Rally One. I can't. I'm trying to simulate. I'm trying to get a Evo because I had a 03 Lancer Evo 8, and I got it in 04, and I had that to 2019. So that was the 10-year when the Evos were like the big thing, and the Subaru STIs and all that stuff. So for 15 years I had one of those, and I had a lot of fun with it. So, but in any case, so what I'm doing with the races, so when I kind of work my way up a little bit on this one, if I switch to whether it's mini or dirt, I'm going to take whatever model that is and generate, something 3D for a backdrop or a different scene to kind of transition the two, just to kind of spice it up a little bit. Because one of the things I try and do is still put high-speed civilian like decal stuff on there and all that. So couldn't get the front end to quite match, but I thought, nah, this is fancy looking enough. Got the wheels to match as close as I could, but it is what it is. Okay. All right, the 10th. So we are going to do the 11 o'clock. And that'll give me a little bit more time to get on the track. So we'll register now. The request is processed. The join button will appear in a green bar above. All right. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's add a little bit in there, some water. Got to stay hydrated. All right, tell you what, let's get back on there. I don't want to do a full-on race because I already know. Play some Arc Raiders till then. Oh my goodness. Now let's get back out there and see if I can get some good, at least stay a little bit more aggressive on those turns. Trying to build that consistency. I know I'm playing it safe, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But at some point, I do need to really make the connection between the feedback, the input, and how that is affecting the vehicle. Was there an actual... Oh, never mind. Just make sure there's nothing else randomly. Everything else does fairly well. Actually, let me get that cap out of there. There we go. I'm already losing it.
New fast flat for you.
I'm dropping the hammer. No, you're not.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
Oh my goodness.
That was your fastest lap of the session. New fast flat for you.
All right, well, we're kind of achieving that goal, which is nice. I'm still pretending that's a real car, and I don't want to. I know it's okay to follow and lap, whatever, blend into it, but whoop, lost my concentration.
New fast flat for you. That was your fastest lap of the session. That was your fastest lap of the session.
Ah, didn't break enough on that one.
That was your fastest lap of the session.
Don't hit the wall. All right, let's get a little bit more aggressive now. See if we can kind of push it a little bit.
New fast flat for you.
No, 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 no. Ooh, I can't. All right, all right. I'm not going to give myself a pat on the back, but very rarely have been able to come out of control, which is interesting because when we go to the various driving schools, that's part of some of the exercises. You actually have to get yourself out of control to get back in. It's part of the criteria, which makes sense. Ah! Oh my goodness. All right. Before I wear myself out here. All right. Bam. All right. turn the fan down. I got all kinds of stuff going on, so to make sure we're not. Now the mic itself is actually pretty good. It's pretty good on noise dampening, and this is the DJI Mic Mini. So I could have the window AC going, got a USB fan going into the computer case. Not that I have to worry about overheating. It's just another one of those things where it's constantly getting a good amount of just fresh air. I take the glass case off, spin the fan around, and so it's just comes right underneath the GPU. And then sometimes I'll have a floor fan from the closet, just kind of, bringing some air over on the other side if need be. Oh, okay. So, all right. So that one was pretty decent, right? So I kind of achieved those goals a little bit, was trying to stay a little bit more aggressive on the turns, consistency, and making some good times. And again, kind of feeling that locked in, that just where that threshold is that I want to be able to maintain. And the reason why I didn't want to do a full on AI race and try and knock out 40 laps is I really want to save that for the actual race itself. Can you actually practice with everyone? Is that like a thing? I'm afraid if I do that, it might. Because I heard if you withdraw beforehand. Okay, never mind. You can withdraw beforehand. It doesn't count against you. That was one of those things. I was trying to read up on how the actual the rules in the game and how all that the structure and all that good stuff. I'll tell you what. Here to learn. Let's learn. Oh, right on. Might as well go some time with the. Okay, let's do it.
Car 46, just set the fastest lap, 16.838. Car outside. Outside, clear. Car inside, clear inside. Car outside. Clear outside if you want it. Car outside. Clear high. Outside. Still there. Go low. Clear.
Well, this is going to be fun. Dude, that dude is killing it on the turn. My goodness.
New fast flat for you. Slow car down low.
Dude, nice.
fastest lap of the session. Slow car down low, slow car ahead. Go low. Slow car down low. Go low. Slow car down low. Slow car down low.
And this is what I'm talking about with the crew chief giving me that feedback. I absolutely love that because I'm able to pick up on exactly what's happening.
Car stopped up high. Car stopped down low. Car stopped ahead. Car stopped down low. Car stopped down low. Car 46. Just set the fastest lap. 16.834. Car inside. New fastest lap for you. Slow car down low. We got damage on the front end. Car 9, just set the fastest lap. 16.725 inside. Clear.
And that's exactly what I'm not going to be doing. Is
Car
that.
stopped up high.
If I don't get it, I don't get it. I'm not going to sit there and shovel people out of the way and all that garbage, which I know still counts against you. Like if somebody comes up behind me and shovels me out of the way, I still get we got a penalty for it, which, you know, it is what it is. But this is the other thing that's nice is the unpredictability of
Slow car down low. Car stop down low. Car 46. Just set the fastest lap. 16.641. Car stopped up high. Slow car down low. Slow car down low. Outside. Go high. Outside. Outside, clear. You've got some damage. Let's get that fixed.
ooh, wow, I can feel that. All right. Let's do this. Whoops, forgot I got a button control for that. Whew, my goodness, this is going to be very, very interesting. So just again, what I'm not going to be doing is any of that craziness where I'm just like slamming people out of the way or trying to bump people out or trying to put people into the wall and all that garbage. I'll let everybody else who wants to play that game do that. I'm really just doing this for the integrity of it, which I don't even know trying to do this. Like I've already seen plenty of the videos where going into the where everybody does the Smurf account and then they go and back into the rookie and races and it's like, oh, it's absolute carnage. It's like Death Race 2000 or something. So, you know, it is what it is. But that's just kind of the fun of it. So at the end of the day, though, what I'm not going to worry about is people thinking that, you know, I'm out there to do a bunch of crazy nonsense. So, you know, and if it takes me longer just because you've got a few individuals out there getting crazy, then okay. I mean, that's just, you know, part of what I'm going to be doing. There's other driving games to play. All right. Gotta let my. So we're looking out of time. We got 10 minutes. Besides, half of everybody's already spinning out, which is giving me the advantage because that's what I've been focusing on for the couple hours today, or is just as much as you've seen, like really how to stay aggressive on the corners but still stay safe on the corners. And then yesterday, doing the exact same thing because I was working on another track, the track that was right before this one. And of course, you get used to a certain track, and then I got on this one, and I spun out before we really even got started, and I realized, oh, that's right, we got to really, this is not just plug in and get after it and get crazy. This is learning the track, learning the vehicle, learning the recognizing the input, recognizing the feedback, just like in the real world, how you would do that. And it's like, okay, cool. And I'm excited that everybody sees this out of the gate, like this being my first run. So instead of spending a couple weeks, not showcasing what I call the deficits and vulnerabilities of not being a tier level player, it's everybody sees everything right out of the box. So the frustrations, or which really isn't frustrating, but you just see the gameplay for exactly what it is. No fancy edits, no highlights, no this was my best run of, I had one good game out of 10 games or something. This is basically just raw and uncut, which I love. And being able to do this with the setup and having just fun with it and all that, it's like, all right, I can dig it. I think I'm going to have a small advantage just with seeing how uncomfortable some people are, or a majority of the people are, with the turns. And it looks like, especially turn 1 and turn 4, because those are pretty tight, especially when you're coming down. And because the green cones are up, you can see on the screen in front of the car there, those aren't there when the race starts. And that's where I really was getting aggressive during the AI races, was really getting on that inside. I didn't use the inside as my sole base for the race. When they said outside open, I put the car where the space is, right? Fill the flow, always looking for work, as we say in other environments. So, where can I use the outside to my advantage? Where can I use the inside to my advantage? Now, I'm not a race car driver by any sense of the imagination. Um, where are we at here? Well, it looks like we're going to have plenty of drivers on the track. Oh, this is going to be fun. That's my real FPS. I should be getting, 240. I should be getting like max FPS, even though my settings aren't completely maxed out. So, which is good. Like I said, it's not a lag issue. It's not an equipment issue. It's not a game issue. It's totally me. And now relying on this absolute circus show of these other drivers. So that's why I'm excited, just to see where this first one pans out. How much time we got left? We got 7 minutes. We're there. All right, let's get back on the track. A couple more laps, and then we'll come in. Make sure. Look behind me. Make sure I'm all right. Ooh.
Go high.
I actually did that. I didn't want to do that. I did that earlier today. I took that corner wall. See, those cones are, when the pit's closed, it makes it easier. So what I'm trying not to do is play games with the cones and all that stuff either. So. Mountain Dew, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get a little bit more aggressive here.
fast flat for you. Slow car ahead. Car stopped ahead. Go low. Slow car down low. Car stop down low. Slow car down low. Slow car down low.
All right. Oh, we'll do one more and then we'll take it in the pit and then we'll just chill out because it's about that time. Man, all right.
Pit box in 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
All right. 44 drivers. My goodness, is that for one? So that's the thing I'm kind of curious about when they talk about like all the drivers. Do they split, like if you get so many and then they have like, okay, one race for this many and then they float the overflow to the next, whatever you want to call it. Do this. Definitely not going for a new car, that's for sure. I really dig this thing. So, what do we got? All right. Moment of truth. Oh my goodness. Wow, 49 drivers. Whew. As it gets about after 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, it really dwindles down. I think like 2 a.m. there was maybe 6 drivers on the road. So we might, I'm really depending on, I really want to kind of do, like I said, my goal is to complete 2 races, 2 good races, not worried about placing. I'm just, right now, I want to focus on the safety rating and all that good stuff. So, and I've been excited since make sure I'm paying attention because I don't want to mess this up like right after I get. Oh, I guess you're supposed to join that anyway. Yikes, hope I didn't mess this up already before we even got. Probably should have just stayed in. Okay, so, all right, note to self. So basically for next time, when I'm doing the practice runs, just stay in the practice and then go right to the race. since I haven't even done any of this before.
Car 9, just set the fastest lap. 17.019. Slow car down low, new fastest lap for you. Car 9, just set the fastest lap. 16.8.
16, nice. Whoever that is, they're cooking.
Slow car down low, car stop down low, car stop down low, car stop down low. That was your fastest lap of the session. Slow car down low, car stop down low, car inside. That was your fastest lap of the session. Still there, clear.
Man, some of these cats are just, man, they are after it tonight. That's awesome.
Slow car up high, go low, new fastest lap for you.
And that is really what I'm worried about, is hopping out that corner and losing it. Yep. Oh, that's right, qualify. Let's not get a black flag before we can get this going.
Green flag, green flag. Okay, here comes your first time lap.
I know I'm not doing too well on this qualify, but
One more lap.
got bigger fish to fry. And I don't want to spin out.
All right, there's the checkered flag.
Oh, I better pit. So I'll probably be last, just to get that out of the way. Whoops.
The
Always
officials are
forget
telling
that.
us they won't accept the way you're driving. Your laps won't count until you reset the car and start over. Right here.
What? Have someone count until you reset to the pits. I'm totally lost now because this has never come up before. So well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm stuck. Hopefully they'll just stick me at the end and that'll be fine because I have no idea what happened. And this is part of the learning curve because now I have no idea why that came up. With all the stuff I've been doing over the last 4 or 5 hours over the last 2 days, this hasn't come up. I spin a couple times, they tell me just to go right back in, reset, and then they stick me in position and then we go. So I don't know. And that's fine. That gives me 40 laps to find the momentum and do whatever I got to do. Oh, pause 11, 14, pause, last 17, 4, 5. Whoever got that 16, that's on the money right there. I think what I should have done right when they said I got the checker was go into the pit, but I don't know if I'm supposed to stop because that's what I thought I was doing. And then they said you need to reset to the pit. So I need to figure out if I'm supposed to stop on the track and then hit the reset to get back to the pit or what. So that's all right. Either way. Either way.
Line up on the inside. Pit road is closed. The estimated strength of field is 1,327.
All right.
Tight field today. Look for opportunities.
All right. At least it didn't DQ me and throw me out, and I've all of a sudden like wasn't able to even start yet. Like it stopped before it even got started.
Still waiting on 2 cars to grid.
Okay. Cool. Appreciate it. That's why I like this constant feedback. That is. Ugh.
Waiting on the final car to grid.
I know we got the pace car in front of us, so I'm not trying to get all crazy just yet.
1 lap to green.
With all these cars in front too, I'm gonna, pace myself, pun intended, depending on how everybody's taking these turns and if anybody's spinning out and all that craziness that happens in the very beginning. So
About to go green, stay focused. The pace car is off. Be green, green, green. Car outside. Keep low. Clear up top.
yeah, there's no way I'm gonna even. There's no way. So I feel like I'm still at that threshold before I
Car outside.
crash or get hit from the
Still
back.
there, hold your line.
And yeah,
Clear outside if you want.
so it's just about being safe and at
Car
least
outside.
finishing the race.
Keep low. Keep low. Clear high. Go high. The car in P2 just set the fastest lap. 16.712. New fastest lap for you. Slow car ahead. Car stopped ahead. Go high. Go high. Outside. Go high. Clear up top.
I didn't have really time to go up high. I know I took a penalty on that, but
The leader just did a 16.871. That was your fastest lap of the session. Car stopped up high. Car stopped up high. Car stopped up high. Go low. Go low. The leader is coming up on you. They're not our fight.
yeah, I figured I was going to get overlapped.
You're gaining on the car in front. The gap is 2.3 seconds. Just set your fastest lap of the session. Car inside. You're pulling away from the car behind. The gap is 4.3 seconds. Clear. Keep high. Clear. Go high. The leader just did a 17.074. Slow car down low. You're losing on the car in front. The gap is 2.1 seconds.
Ooh, almost lost it there. See, I can already tell when I'm about to. That's why I'm not getting crazy on these turns. Because I'll tell you what, I take my hat off to these cats that are just hitting these turns like it's nothing. Like it's almost like the car doesn't
You're
even.
losing on the car in front. The gap is 8.2 seconds. fastest lap of the session. The leader is running 16.932.
There's no way I can do that. Where is everybody? Like, we had a full try. What is? Oh, everybody's gonna overlap me. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Car inside.
Yeah, I need to let those guys
Still
by,
inside.
because
You're up top, 3 wide. The leader is coming up on you. They're not out high. You're in the middle, 3 wide.
I ain't gonna get put in that
Clear
wall. I'll tell you that
inside.
much.
Car inside. The leader is running 17.478. Still there, hold your line. Stay high. Clear. Inside.
Oh.
Stay high. There's a car on the low side. Clear inside. The car behind is closing on you. The gap is 3.3 seconds. Slow car down low. Go low. Car outside. Stay low. There is a car on the high side. Outside clear.
Yeah, I should have taken the outside. I'll let this guy by.
Still there at the bottom. Still there at the bottom. Clear.
Ooh, that was close.
Slow car down low. Slow car down low. The leader just did a 17.32. That was your fastest lap of the session. Slow car down low, car stop down low, go high. Car stopped ahead. Got 10 laps to go. Car outside, go high.
Are you kidding me?
Got a blown engine. All the damage is repairable.
All right, just make sure I get out of this pit correctly still. And we'll call it a day. I think I know where I'm racking up these incidents. I'm like, dude. I think when that I was used to just taking the inside of that where the cones were, the yellow cone, and I think I'm getting hit for that because something keeps popping up and I'm not seeing what it is. And so I need to make sure that I don't do that.
All clear, punch it. 2 more, let's go. Car outside, outside is clear. You just got the white flag, that means 1 more lap to go. Low car up high, car stopped up high.
Oh, come on, man.
Inside, we got damage on the front end.
I'm sure we do.
Checkered flag, checkered flag. Great job, you did really well.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it.
Okay, the race is over. Bring it on in.
All right.
Pit box in 3, 2, 1. Right here. All the damage is repairable.
All right, let's see. All right, let's see how we ended up. The technically it, since I have no idea. Now I got to figure out. Now I got to go through like what's the results ready for the race event at Langley, which started at 11 p.m. Okay, where is? All right. Well, I didn't come in dead last. I was curious to see where I would have ended up without getting whatever you want to call it. So, am I? No, I'm not gonna file a protest. Now, it takes a lot to get like visibly upset at games because it's a game, okay? But that craziness kind of, it's like, all right, dude. But that what I'm not gonna do is start getting nutty on my end and start doing oh, safety rating, okay. Like barely anything. All right, need changes. Oh, I guess a lot of people that were spinning, I had to reset, which is why I'm really curious to see where I would have ended up just, excuse me, just because. All right, so I was here. And Katie, man, dude, knocking that out of the park. Nice. Nice. That's awesome. 16. I got some practice to do then because I have no idea how to get 16 with but hey, we finished and we got like point nothing a rat's nostrils worth of safety rating, which is all right. Okay. I'm going to take a little break. I will be right back. And then should I go back to back? Might as well. It's the anticipation of it all, but we'll see where we're at. Anyway, give me 1 second and all right. Okay. That was crazy. Now I'm going to figure out how I go back and look at actually look at all the stats, and that's something I actually like doing that. Part of the background being doing various analyst work or analytic work, so I actually get to do. I'll probably print this stuff out too and just kind of look at it, and then go back online and see what how all that stuff connects together as far as me as someone on the track. Man, those penalties, boy, they add up. Whether you are the cause of it or not. See, I get if you're going off track and you get a penalty. I get if you, clearly if you, make contact with someone. But how everything, regardless of whether or not you were the cause, still counts against. Like, okay, I can see where that can get a little suffocating, but that's all right. That's just part of the ebb and flow. All right, so we'll get in on this one. Cool. And this time, what we'll do is we'll get in on the practice, and later enough, my hand needs a break, and I need to actually be able to stretch out here a little bit. Oh man. Whew. Well, that was interesting. I'm looking forward to with the recording, because I stream and record at the same time. So I'm looking forward to going back and picking up the race. Let's see, that's Britt. What hour? Grab the races, and then I'll make a video of that, and then I'll bump that over to YouTube. It's like a video on demand, like, hey, here's my first actual rookie race, unedited in all its glory, frustrations and all. Dude. 16 on the lap, man. I'm man, how are they holding that angle? But then again, that just goes to skill that some people, that other individuals have, and that's what I like about going up against other people on their end of the screen. Whether it's going to be controller, whether they're doing keyboard, whether they're doing a racing rig. I saw a video where one dude, he was doing the championship stuff, and he solely used an Xbox controller. Everybody else was in the sim machines, and they just had a cable out to him, and he just plugged that sucker in. He was just getting after it. It's like, right on, dude. Practice and start. 11 and oh man, that is crazy. And it's cool too because I jumped in on this right when they started the new season. Even I know I started it when they were in week 1, but that's where I was just getting used to what does all this stuff look like, right? So it's just getting used to the UI, getting used to different procedural things, minus the racing aspect of it, and then cricket is driving me absolutely insane right now. Now I realize this is it builds up over time, so it's not an instantaneous thing, which is another great thing about this piece, or about the game, is I don't mind having to something that's it's a long term sort of um, equation, whatever you want to call it. I'm already tired, so this is, let's see here, finished 10th. See, I'm guessing I would have maybe 7th, starting from where I was. And this next time, I'm going to try something different when it comes to the qualifying, because I'm not sure what they were looking for. If I'm supposed to automatically go in the pit, or if I'm supposed to reset on the track back to the pit. I don't understand that one, because I definitely want to see if I can make like a good position. But if people are breaking out 16 seconds per lap, then I'm surprised people that are doing that good are still um, in the rookie phase. And that's what I don't get. It's like, if people are just really getting after it that well, like then you have to be making, you can almost quantify, how much extra safety rating you're getting, where you are in your standing, and why you wouldn't be auto bumped to a D rating, and then being able to expand out from there. So, but I know I already have to have like a minimum of 4 races, and at a bare minimum, and try and do the safety rating, and other things to watch out for now, like paying attention to where there's going to be something crazy going on, and I might have to sacrifice more position, so I don't get tangled up in something like I did on that one run, on that last run. At least I was able to recover from it, which I was shocked that I was able to do that. And then just sacrifice more position, just because right now I'd rather get the points. I'd rather finish and get the points rather than worrying about placing, which at this point I already know there's no way. There is no way. Not with people grabbing 16 every single lap. I haven't broke out of 17 in the last 2 days, and this is not that complicated to really get a handle on. So, at some point, I even know my limitations when it comes to various aspects of gaming and all that stuff. So, yeah. Let's see, rows per. Let's see here. In practice, I had like 10. I got to really see. That's what I'm really going to pay more attention to is single player time attack, AI single player. I worked on that for a little while. That's where I started just doing the actual AI races, just to kind of get around other cars. The only thing that I got spoiled with when I was doing all the AI races is those cars weren't wrecking like every 5 seconds, and they weren't slamming you, or I should say, rubbing you out of the way and all that good stuff. So that's where more about the season this week. So that's where now it's more paramount to really get into the real, the actual races themselves, to really get absorbed into this. And I'll do the same thing. I think this track continues for, I think it goes week to week. And then the same thing when the next one hits, just get on that one, knock out my practice, maybe do one AI run just to get the feel of being around other cars, seeing where I can kind of push the inner outside. And yeah, let's see, that was 120 on that one. All right. In the meantime, I'm gonna go grab. Actually, I'm gonna get some food since I've got some time. I don't know. You can download the race schedule. Oh, cool. I'll do that. Make a whole schedule out of this whole thing. And I'll split this game between off time and streaming. I probably won't stream this as much as some of the other regular stuff that I'm working on, but this will definitely be, it'll have like its own focused attention. Like I'll probably do at least once a week, do like a just a full blown here we are, and let's just kind of keep rolling and see where we go, or roll it into my. See, that's the other thing too. Everything works better for me at night because of my schedule. So during the day, during the afternoon, knowing that you have to have, you need to set aside time for this, because you can't just hit pause and you whatever. So whatever the race is, you need all that time to successfully complete things. And that's why it's easier at night for me, being able to just do things uninterrupted. The night's done, nice and quiet, and I don't have to worry about distractions. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some food.